30 times. Two times more. And stop.
So as a first step, we say, no, look at your experience. The body, and indeed our perception of the world, appears in awareness. It's just a first step to reverse the normal process of thinking. Once we're comfortable with that understanding, the teaching then contradicts itself and says, no, actually it's not true, that there is no such thing as a discrete thought that appears in awareness, like an object, relatively speaking, appears in space. There is just a process of thinking. And if we touch the stuff, if we go up closely to the experience of thinking and touch it, so to speak, what is actually there, all we find is the knowing of it. So thinking is more like a current in the ocean than a fish in the ocean. When I described thinking like a bird flying through the sky, that was okay at a certain level of understanding, but we have to abandon at some point, abandon that stage of understanding, and then we use a subtler image, like a current in the ocean, made only of water.
Sure.
And do the same with an emotion. Is there anything to an emotion other than feeling? And is there anything to feeling other than knowing? And what about the sensation of your hand on the mic? Is there anything to that sensation other than sensing? And anything to sensing other than knowing? And what about the sight of this room, made only of seeing, and seeing made only of knowing?
Thirty times. 2 times more. And stop.
So if we just stay very closely, very honestly, very simply with our experience, knowing or awareness or consciousness is the only substance that is ever found in experience. Nobody has ever experienced or could ever experience anything other than knowing. When I say nobody has ever experienced anything other than knowing, I don't mean that somebody experiences knowing. It is this knowing that knows only itself, only this knowing.
Yeah.
So in the ultimate analysis, there are no objects, no discrete objects or selves.
No, that I kind of understand, but I think what I was following on from was, I understand all what you said, but I was thinking, do I feel a difference between just this open awareness and a thought? Because like you say, a thought is made of the knowing of it. And so I'm sensing that when I have a thought, or when I was having a thought in that exercise, it was kind of taking me away from this.
Well, a thought can take you away from this if it is different from this. But if a thought is made only of this, then how could this take you away from this?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thirty times. Two times more. And stop.
So at a certain stage of understanding, where objects are considered to be something other than awareness, when we're in the what I sometimes refer to as the second stage of understanding, where we have separated awareness from objects. I am not my thoughts. I am that which is aware of my thoughts. I am not my feelings and sensations. I am that which is aware of feelings and sensations. I am not my perceptions. I am that which is aware of my perceptions. Here we have made a distinction between awareness and its objects for the purpose of drawing attention to the presence and the primacy and the nature of awareness, which in most cases, for most people, is overlooked. And because it is overlooked or ignored by most people, it is legitimate to make this distinction to begin with. Now, at this point, from this point of view, or at this stage of understanding, our thoughts, feelings, sensations, and perceptions are a distraction from awareness. If we are paying attention exclusively to thoughts, feelings, sensations, and perceptions, we are ignoring the background of awareness. So at this stage of understanding, it is legitimate to consider them a distraction, and as a result, to turn our attention away from them. And there are practices which we do here. Turn your attention away from the objects of experience and be aware of the experience of being aware. This is the inward-facing path, the via negativa, the neti-neti approach. I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this. But when the presence, the primacy, and the nature of awareness have been established in our experience, it's then necessary to collapse the apparent distinction between awareness and its objects, because that distinction is just pedantic. It's just a teaching tool. There's no real distinction. There are not two things. Advaita, not two. There isn't awareness. There aren't awareness and objects. So that's in this later stages of this investigation, we collapse the distinction as we have done here. We see that a thought is not really an object of awareness, not even an object in awareness. It is the very activity of awareness itself. Just as the world that you dream of at night is not an object in your mind. You can't pluck a dream out of your mind and say, look, here is an object called a dreamed world. No, all that is there is the activity of your own mind. But all there is in experience is the activity of consciousness. And at this stage, there's no question of being distracted by anything. Because what is there in experience other than consciousness, with which consciousness could be distracted from itself?
Absolutely.
And in this stage, we no longer need to turn away from objects. We're no longer on the via negativa. This is the via positiva, the tantric path. We're going outwards again towards the apparent objects of experience, because wherever we look, there is only the knowing of experience.